Hi everyone, welcome to yet another video from me here at Trevor Golliger Drums. I'm Trevor Golliger, and before we get started with this video, I'd really like to thank everybody that's been leaving comments and offering up suggestions for future videos. Today's video is one of those that one of my subscribers has suggested, and I want to thank everyone that has been subscribing lately. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do an old drummer a big favor and just hit that subscribe button. Even if you don't come back regularly to look at videos, just click that subscribe button for me and just let my my YouTube channel grow and expand. So on that note, as I said, one of my subscribers suggested that I do a little video on, I suppose, keeping healthy and adding longevity to your ability to play drums. I've been playing a very long time, and I've really never had a real injury on my hands or feet or back or anything like that when I play. I first started playing drums in 1963, and I joined my first band in 1968, and I've been basically playing ever since. So it's a long time. And I was very fortunate for two things. One, I had a really good teacher that stressed to me the importance of playing very relaxed when you play, and just to look after yourself and look after your body. I also, for many years, I studied anatomy, physiology, and I learned a lot about body mechanics, which has been really helpful to my drumming. I've applied certain principles that have really kept my body in the most aligned, free and relaxed state as I possibly can. Obviously, when you're playing big shows, you probably got a bit of nerves going on, and that has a natural tendency to make you tense up a little bit. But I work myself through a process of really what I call mindfulness. Again, I've had a background also in meditation and things like that over the years, and I studied practice of mindfulness, and I apply that also when I'm playing drums, or even before I sit down to practice. I try to be really mindful of how my body feels. Am I sitting okay? Am I slouching? You know, am I sitting up straight? Are my shoulders relaxed? And I really put myself through a little process of just acknowledging, okay, my shoulders relaxed, I'm sitting here in alignment, every part of me feels comfortable and relaxed. And I put myself through that before I even pick up drumsticks. And that includes when I play a gig or if I'm just sitting at home practicing. It's really important to play relaxed, because if you're tense when you play, you're creating resistance in the way your body moves. And as a result, it's either going to, through long time practice like that, it's either going to cause an injury, inflammation somewhere, or the very least, it's not going to allow you to play under speed in a comfortable way. So relaxation is such a really important thing. And as I also just touched on before, your posture is really important. What I've learnt in all the years of playing and the study I did on body mechanics is that the more aligned your body is to the drum or whatever you're hitting, the more freely it's going to move. So in the case, let's say I'm sitting here behind my drum kit. I've got my hi-hat here, my snare drum here, my bass drum here. I don't play like this facing forward. I actually play to the side. So really I have my snare drum right between my legs, and my body is directly in alignment to that. So when I'm playing, I'm not twisting and turning whilst I'm playing a snare drum. If I'm playing a ride cymbal, then I'm still keeping my body really in alignment to that snare drum and just playing my ride out here. But most of the time, if I'm playing a hi-hat and snare, I'm sitting here. So I'm almost sitting side on to my drum kit. In fact, I had a prominent drummer in the town that I live in, Brisbane, Australia. He come up to me one day and he said, "You sit funny on your drum kit. You don't sit facing forward. You seem to sit facing sideways? And I said, yes, I do. And the reason for that is because I'm trying to keep my body in alignment to the major part of my drum kit when I play, and to keep my back in a good position. So I'm not, if I'm doing this and doing that, my back's twisted. If I'm doing that, I'm in alignment. So things like that. Now, of course, I'm going to at some stage play around all my tom-toms. So when I do that, I do my best not to just twist like this. I try and move my whole body as I play, or doing your best to keep in alignment to whatever part of the drum kit you're playing is really important if you want to stay more relaxed. You know, no twisting and turning, no hunching over like this, no slouching, you know, sitting up straight and being as much as you can in alignment to all the drums you're playing. That is a really healthy way to play, in my opinion. So, well, it's worked for me, let's put it that way. So as I said earlier, you know, I've been playing probably 60 years and I've never had an injury or problem with my back or anything like that. I'm 67 and I feel healthy as far as drumming goes, probably better than I ever had. So that's what I've been doing, so that's working for me. Will it work for you? I would reckon it would. But, you know, having that posture up straight is really, really important to do that. Also, so that's one thing. Well, that's two things. Play relaxed. Always be really relaxed. Try and keep good posture. That is a really, really important thing as well. Also, even though a lot of drummers don't do it, but I highly recommend that you do warm-ups before you play and even stretch your body. I actually stretch my forearms before I start playing, and a really easy way of doing that, put my hand like that and press down onto my fingers so I stretch all of the ligaments and tendons down my forearm. And I do that before I start playing. I push over as far as I can. I hold that, 10 seconds or so. I go to the other side. I push over and really give a good stretch into my forearms like so. And then I give them a bit of a shake, and I might do that 2 or 3 times. And, give the fingers a little bit of a wiggle, get my wrists wiggling a little bit. I do all of those things as a form of warm-up before I start playing, whether it's practice or a live show. I also often will sit and just gently move my feet and just to make them aware they're about to start playing drums. That's probably a good way of putting it. Or just to start moving and loosening them up a little bit. And I might give my ankles a little bit of a roll around, before I start playing, just to get everything working for me. And that's really important. So stretching and warm-ups before you play. There's no point in, especially on a cold night, getting to a gig. Your first song might be super fast. You've done no warm-ups whatsoever. You sit down your kit and you go blast, blast, blast. And, at some stage, especially when you start getting a little bit older, you're going to go rip a tendon or something, and it's going to put you out of action for 6 months. So warm-ups don't take long, but are very beneficial and greatly decrease the chance of you causing an injury, like straining a ligament or muscle or something like that. Really important. Another note, as you start to get older, excuse me, as you start to get older, the amount of practice that you do should start being reduced. If you're sitting there doing 8 hours a day, really fast practice, and you're 70, 80 years old, at some stage your body's going to go, nope, can't do this anymore, and will start breaking down on you. When I first started playing drums way back in the 60s and 70s, I was playing 5-6 hours, around that, every day of the week. These days I probably do 1 or 2 hours practice a day. And I don't do it all in a big one sitting, in a sense. I might practice for 15-20 minutes, have a break, come back multiple times through the day and do 15-20 minutes, a half an hour, or I might sit down on my drum kit and play for a half an hour. A lot of the practice I do will be on pads. I live in a residential area. I try not to annoy my neighbours too much by playing my drums all day. So a lot of pad practice. And like I said, I probably do at least a half an hour on my drum kit per day, as well as the pad practice. And I also, my main band rehearses at my house as well. So I tend to have a few hours a week practice with my band here as well, playing drums. So all of those things are just super, super important, especially as you get older. You know, it becomes more important. Your posture's good, your relaxation's good, you're stretching, you're doing warm-ups, you're doing, dropping your practice. Probably focus on one thing at practice. Don't do 10 things a day. Do one thing for a day or two and then go on to something else. Just rearrange the way you actually do your practice. That's a really good thing. So I hope some of this information is helpful to you. If you're young and just starting out, it's still very important to play relaxed, have a good posture. You know, as you get older, as I said, it becomes even more important as you get older. And, that's really it in a nutshell. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. If so, please subscribe if you don't already, and tell your drummer friends, and let's hope we all stay healthy and play to 150. On that note, people, take care of yourself, take care of other people, and get out there and play drums and show the world who and what you are as a musician. And above all, be happy when you play. Be grateful for being able to get behind a drum kit and making music. Making music is such a wonderful thing to do for you and for other people in the world. We need happiness, and that's one way to achieve it for ourselves and for our audiences. On that note, people, once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon in a future video. Bye!